How are you today for a Wednesday, July 8th? This is Leader to Leader presented by LEAD Brevard. Hope you're having a great day so far. I'm Geo Ropert from Ropert and Partners Public Relations, and I will be, as always, your host for this afternoon's interview each and every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 12:15 p.m. live on LEAD Brevard's Facebook page. We interview community leaders, graduates of the Leadership Brevard program, who are making an impact in our community, not only in their profession, but what they're doing outside of that, what they're doing for community organizations, how they're helping our others out, I should say, how they're making Brevard a better place to live, work, and play. I've been enjoying doing this show since we started it in early May, and no sign of it ending yet because we keep getting people to sign up for this. So, hey, if you are a Leadership Brevard graduate and you'd like to be part of the program, we'll give you some information at the end of the show so you can get a hold of the folks there at LEAD Brevard, and we'll put you into the rotation. Always good to have you. And as I say, this is always a conversation with friends. Most of the folks that I've been able to in the community have met are Leadership Brevard graduates, and that's a big plus to say something about the organization, where most of the leaders that you will meet throughout Brevard County at one time or another have been part of the Leadership Brevard program. And it's something that we're all honored to claim. We are part of the best class, mine 2001. The absolute best class, because that was Kristen Baki's first year when she came to LEAD Brevard, and so she is in her 20th year, and we're celebrating her. But today we have a very special leader to leader. This is the other Kristen, if you will. I am so honored today that we're going to be, I think, really paying a tribute to somebody who has been behind the scenes at LEAD Brevard for the last several years, who has, without her, I guarantee you the organization would not be where it's at. It would not have the status it does. And it surely wouldn't run as smoothly as it does without this person right here, who has done everything, and it included chief cook and bottle washer, right there with Kristen Bach, the two Ks that make LEAD Brevard special. It is Kristen Klein. She is joining us today. Hi, Kristen. How are you today?
Hi, Gio. I'm well. How are you doing?
So happy to have you here today.
Thank
This
you.
is great. It's tribute day to Kristen Klein, because Kristen, as you know, never took Leadership Brevard because she taught Leadership Brevard. She was part of Leadership Brevard. She knows everything about Leadership Brevard. So, but she just recently left LEAD Brevard, and she's going to be making her way to Oregon, and starting a new chapter in her life there. And I saw it just fitting that that we should have her on the show as a way to say thank you, Kristen, for all you've done, because we really, again, honor you for your contributions to what LEAD Brevard is, and then just to bestow accolades upon you. Now I'm gonna, you know, I don't want to embarrass you, but I want to let people know kind of who you are. You know, you started it in 2014. So you've been with us for about 6 years now. But before that, you were at the Ruth Funk Center for the Textiles Arts and at Florida Tech. You were part of the outdoor recreation team, Patrick Air Force Base. You've been a first mate fishing guide, but most incredible is you're an archaeologist. So before I get into all the other stuff that you've done, tell us a little bit about your life that got you from archaeologist to LEAD Brevard.
Before I do that, Gio, I just need to backtrack and say thank you. And thank you for this opportunity. And it's an honor to be included on this show. And I may not be able to say best class ever, but I can say best job ever. And it was an honor to work at LEAD Brevard as program coordinator. And today is actually, if I were still there, would be my 6th year anniversary. So it's a cool full circle, kind of ironic to be here today with you, and my heart is pounding because I've been watching this show.
Hey, I told you, we're relaxed. We're friends having a conversation.
Friends having a conversation, exactly. But I've been watching this every single, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday since May, and so I'm going to have to just remind myself that you're actually talking to me right now, and I'm not watching someone else's footage. So,
oh, that's great.
Anyway, full transparency here. But yeah, thank you. yeah, a little bit of background, and I'll touch on the archaeology stuff because that's always running through my blood. But yeah, moving back to Oregon, I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest, so going back to my roots, so to say, and kind of initiation into the Klein household was going camping and backpacking and hiking as a kid. And this is where the adventure part of me kind of kicks in, was that Mount St. Helens was my backyard. And so it had exploded, erupted a year before I was born. So walking around in the wilderness and on the trails, I really kind of grew up with the vegetation that was regrowing. It was a really unique experience to see kind of nature grow and to return to the hiking trails summer after summer after summer and to see these trees start to grow and to grow with me. And my sweet dad was a mountain man and a botany major. So as we're hiking along, like, see that purple flower over there, Kristen? That's a foxglove. Scientific name is digitalis. And I'm like 8 years old, Dad, but it's that it instilled this love for adventure and nature in me. So when it came time to pursue college studies, which I was so fortunate to be able to have that option, got fired up about archaeology, and not just archaeology, it was underwater archaeology, because I could have travel, I could have adventure, I could be Indiana Jones and the Little Mermaid at the same time. So I just had to go for it, and I was started college outside of Walla Walla, Washington, which is just wheat field central. There's no water anywhere, so I applied for an underwater archaeology internship with Bermuda, and got accepted to it. And then there was no going back, man. There's no going back. So I transferred my studies to Florida State University, and woo, you can hear Bart in the background if he's watching. But I used my network from Bermuda to have then a 2-season summer in Guatemala as a terrestrial archaeologist, and lived in the jungles of Guatemala again for 2 seasons. So living in my tent in the jungle for 2 months, and a lot of gnarly things happened. And what happens in the jungle stays in the jungle. But when I think back on some of those leadership experiences while being an archaeologist in Guatemala, it comes back to kind of communication. And there are times where I was the only English speaking person in camp, and I tried Spanish so hard. I'm awful at it. The language could not stick with me. So I was more of doing charades or doing Pictionary. So if things were happening in camp that I didn't understand, or
Sure.
there's
Oh yeah,
something happening there, I was left in the dark and not knowing what's going on because of a communication barrier.
sure.
So what I've learned is that it's so important to acknowledge all different communication types, and whether it's maybe someone is more responsive to a vocal communication or writing or text or in person, being able to make sure that all parties involved are not in the dark and are informed. So and when I was interviewing with Kristen Baki and talking about some of these archaeology tales, so Kristen, I mean, she asked it much more eloquently than I'm going to say, but she asked me, she said, "Are you going to be bored here?" I mean, sorry.
Here in little old Brevard County, and just gonna.
No, and never has there been a boring day at LEAD Brevard or a dull day at LEAD Brevard. It's been such an amazing adventure.
Oh, that's great. And what a way, to build on life experiences and to think of it that way, that, you come from an experience where at a point there wasn't an ability to effectively communicate, and yet you still made it, obviously. But at the same time, to take those experiences and be able to translate them into an understanding of communication and leadership. That's an incredible way to put the two together, and obviously it's worked out because you are a great communicator. You're very authentic in your ways of doing that, and I think people really appreciate it. I know they're drawn to you because you are very much intuitive in the way that I think you understand how people communicate just by their body language and what they say and those kind of things. And so very, very cool. I want to talk a little bit about here some of the things that you've had your accolades, because I do want to talk about those. You've done some incredible things, and it's during the time that you've been here, and so we're very proud that you're leaving us as a kind of a community treasure. But in 2018 and 19, you were one of the Melbourne Regional Chamber's Women on the Rise Women to Watch finalists. 2018 and 19, you were panelists for Junior League of South Brevard's Girl Power Symposium, which is wonderful, speaking on behalf of powerful women. You have been involved in the young professionals groups. You presented to Melbourne Chambers and the Cocoa Beach Chambers, YP groups. And as you know, LEAD Brevard was the catalyst for those LEAD or young professional groups. They started the first one. In fact, I'm honored to say back when I was there in 2005 and 2006, we got those up and running. So glad to see that has taken hold, and you've been able to be a part of this. You've also created artwork for the 50th anniversary of the Apollo anniversary celebration, and some other things. And that piece of art you created for LEAD Brevard, the astronaut with the compass symbol, that is a piece of art. Let me tell you what, you did that with pencil, like just dots, right?
I love Sharpies. Yes, yeah, it's all dots. So I had 2 different size Sharpies that I used, and it's all dots.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. How long did that take to create?
That piece is so it'll be on an 8x10. That probably took about 12 hours of work. Not all at once. Not all at once. The Apollo piece that I did for the 50th anniversary is on a ceiling acrylic light. So that's about a 3 feet, almost 3 feet by 4 feet piece. And that took me all of 4th of July weekend last year. So
that's incredible. Now, the one thing I really want to talk about though is your running, because when I first met you, and we've known each other for some time, but I came out, I think we were at Century Country Club, and I said, Kristen, where do you train? She's like, what do you mean? I said, where do you lift? Because you were obviously fit, and you had these biceps and these arms. I was like, this girl works out hard. And you said, I don't, I run. I'm like, get out of town. Well, here's what running has done and paid off for Kristen Klein. USA Beach Running Barefoot 10K Female Champion 2015, 16, 17, and 18. And in 19, she missed it by 3 seconds. Oh, wait, what, you got a couple of years older or something? And
yeah.
But a younger one beat you out or what? I can't see that. But and then of course the 2020 was postponed. In 2017, you took Space Coast Runners 3rd overall female, and 2016 you were Space Coast Runners 1st overall female. Wow, you do, and handstands. So I love the whole handstand thing. I think there could be a collection of that. If you have not seen Kristen Klein's Facebook page, go there and just see where she does handstands everywhere she goes. I think it's a thing you kind of started and have kept with, right?
Yeah, it's been a tradition, and part of it has been in just random moments and just wanting to memorize a moment at a certain time, or sometimes it's an interaction with a complete stranger. And instead of saying, hey, will you take my picture in front of this lighthouse, or doing a selfie, like, instead right. I'll have an interaction and I'll say, all right, here you go, just will you burst it, will you just hold the button for a little bit, and then I do a handstand, and then so it's kind of a fun right. interaction kind of with strangers.
That's great. I think there's a book there, and I think I've got to imagine just, you have a memory of each time you do it. So it really is, it's something special. So and then there's plenty more that we can talk about, but it really is great that you've contributed so much. Not only that you're there and participating, but you're making contributions to the community, and you've done so much in that sense. And that's what I truly appreciate, is that others have benefited from your knowledge, your wisdom, and your experiences. And so it takes that. Share with me, because we will go a little bit back onto the kind of format we follow every now and then. But your experiences at Leadership Brevard, what did that teach you, and what did you learn about leadership outside of your communications and the things through your archaeological expeditions? But what did that really give you as far as something to take with you as you move on in life?
Oh gosh, so much. My experience with LEAD Brevard and Leadership Brevard is such a gift, and to go through 6 sessions of Leadership Brevard, and 6 session program years, 8 sessions per year, and so many incredible people along the way who've gone through the program, who presented it, community members that have been involved, and committee members to help make the programming possible. It's enhanced my life so much, and enhanced my experience here in Brevard, and wanting to give back in ways that I know how, and capable of with the information that I have. And I think kind of my leadership style from this has been so much observation, and watching others lead, and other leadership styles, that I've been really enjoying, and seeing people kind of in the moment, and seeing, you know, how they lead in a board meeting, or how they lead at a committee, or how they lead in a session. But I really enjoy actually watching people lead outside of those settings. I think there's leadership everywhere. And like, for example, like even taking a grocery cart back to the original location.
Oh, don't get me started on that one. Don't even give me.
Okay, but so you know, just if people follow that lead, and maybe no one is watching, but you know, it's leadership even when people aren't watching. But if everyone just kind of followed that lead, and grocery carts went automatically back where they're supposed to go, or if you're running or walking the beach, and stepping over a plastic spoon, and I mean, why not pick it up and take it to the next beach access? Like, what if the spoon was a piece of beautiful sea glass or a conch shell? Would you pick that up? So, right. And there's just so much leadership outside of what we see sometimes in our company organizations, that is powerful. And if people followed that, what an impact that would make.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. I love that. Absolutely love that. And I think it really, but you had to have some good leadership chops to keep everybody moving in that direction during class too, because I know how hard it is to take 60 people and keep them all going forward, and keep them all focused, and keep them in line. And you know, that's that herding cat mentality. And you had to do a lot of that, you know, because if you didn't, then class would run over, buses would run late, things would just go all cattywampus. And so
there's a lot of planning that has to go ahead of time, and you know, the behind the scenes, like session days can take 12-hour days, and I'm sorry, it's 12 hours, and so it's from start to finish, daylight to dusk, and yeah, there's so many moving parts to it, and being behind the scenes, it's yeah, listening to the presenters, but I'm also watching the room and making sure, are people comfortable? How's the heat? Where's the coffee? Is the light too bright? There's so many different moving parts, but class members make every single year individual and different, and just amazing. The questions people ask, and the more information that they want. There's so much energy to each class year, program year, that makes it unique. That makes it truly the best year ever. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does. And to them, it conveys a sense that they don't have to worry about anything but focusing on the program, you know, because everything else has been taken care of, and you've thought of that, and second thought and third thought some of those things to make sure that they're right. And I don't think people appreciate is what goes into it, not just for those 12 hours, but the days and months before that, the prep time, and the getting the materials ready, and ensuring the locations and the logistics are all working together. Because if any of those aren't there, then there's a problem, and people will pick up on that. But I can guarantee you, everybody that's gone through the program, they get exactly what they need to make that experience wonderful. And so glad that you've been around to be a part of it. It's truly is. So let me ask, what's next? You're moving to Oregon soon here.
Yeah, so I leave Tuesday of next week, and just thank you so much for the moment to sit down and sit still, because I am packing like crazy, and I tried to make the backdrop as pleasing as possible without any cardboard boxes. So
I heard you got those from Erica Lemp, the former LEAD Brevard coordinator.
yes, use your network. That's what they
Yeah, she moves into her new place, got a bunch of boxes, gives them to you. You get into your new place. I'm sure somebody out there is going to need them when you get out there as well. So, so it is. So, well, you know, it has been, as I said, an honor. I've been looking forward to this for a couple of weeks now. I knew you were coming on, and with everything that you've done and the opportunity I've gotten to know you. I said I promised I wouldn't cry here, because it's to me it's just truly touching that we're able to spend this time together, and I can say goodbye appropriately and hope that you get everything that you wish for, everything you deserve, because you've done us a great honor by being here and being a part of our community. We're going to miss you, and I know that you know that the memories are going to be good, and that hey, anybody wants to go out west and visit, you got a place for them.
Gio, thank you, and it's an honor, and I just you know, thanks so much for LEAD Brevard for helping shape the person that I am today and continue to grow, and to Kristen Baki for helping me shape and be the leader that I continue to want to strive to be, and to happy 20th anniversary LEAD Brevard to Kristen Baki, and congratulations, and thank you.
I know she knows that there's some big shoes to be filled there. I know Candace is there. She's going to do a great job, but won't be the same without you. So stick around for just a minute here. I'm going to close out the show, bring you back, and then we'll say goodbye. So this has been Kristen Klein with LEAD Brevard. It was a great opportunity, my honor again, to be able to have her on the show today as she goes into the next chapter of her life, leaving LEAD Brevard after almost 6 years. Don't forget, we keep this going though, and even though Kristen won't be here in body, she'll be here in spirit. So we'll still always remember her, and we'll continue with some great shows coming up. Tara Pagliarini is on our show tomorrow, and then coming up next week, we've got folks like Suzanne Sparling, one of our former board member. She's over at Eastern Florida State College, and some other great folks coming up too. Don't forget, this is Leader to Leader. It happens every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 12:15 live on the LEAD Brevard Facebook page. And a couple of quick notes here for you. If you haven't done it yet, don't forget, registration for the class of 2020-2021 Leadership Brevard is taking place right now. This is the program that is the bench, the hallmark of LEAD Brevard. And if you know anybody who has not taken this program yet and gotten involved, get them in. This is a life-changing experience. It really brings you into the Brevard family, if you will, because the graduates here are the ones who really are leading our community, not only, as I said, not only in their professions, but in the work they do with community organizations and associations, even within their places of worship, you know, in their neighborhoods. They're always working with that understanding that what they do is part of keeping our community going and making it the best place in the world to live, work, and play. So check it out and get more information at leadbrevard.org, or you can call LEAD Brevard at 321-632-8222. Don't forget, if you are interested, or you know an organization that would be interested in sponsoring Leader to Leader, this is a great opportunity for you to get some additional exposure for your organization or business. We'll promote the heck out of you during the show. You'll get some great space, like in this lovely banner behind me, and also you get a chance to come on the show. We'll do a 30-second commercial for you each and every show, talk about you, help you promote your business, and keep you top of mind, not only among the LEAD Brevard members and the alumni from Leadership Brevard, but the thousands of people who watch these videos every day. We have a really incredible reach for each and every show. So check that out. Same place, leadbrevard.org, 321-632-8222. And then my little plug, if you are a business or organization that wants to elevate their brand presence, their visibility, their recognition, their authority among their audiences, including your customers, your stakeholders, and even in your employees, you've got to tell a great story. You've got to communicate well. We help you do that at Ropert and Partners. If you're interested in learning more, come and visit my site at ropertandpartners.org. I've got a great team of people ready to help your business skyrocket, help make you famous. And if you want to talk to me directly, 321-205-3155. Kristen, again, wonderful to have you. I wish you nothing but the best. I think it's you've got a great life ahead of you, and can't wait to see where it takes you. We'll be following you on Facebook and see where those handstands end up.
You got it, Geo. Thank you for the opportunity. A pleasure to chat with you, my friends.
All right, you too. You take care. Thanks, everybody. Again, you've been watching Leader to Leader, presented by LEAD Brevard.